Welcome to the very first episode of the Committed Man podcast, where we help you become superhuman. Think about that. What is superhuman? To me, I define a superhuman as a man that is committed to earning the right to show up as the greatest version of himself every day, no matter the odds, the obstacles, or the opposition that shows up. So I'm your host. I'll be your guide on this journey. My name's Donovan Owens, and I'll get a little bit into my story in just a little bit. But first, let's talk about what is committed to earning the right. What does that mean? So here's what I know. Men are being distracted into mediocrity, right? That's, those that get distracted the most lose the most. And this is something I found in my own life. When I'm completely distracted, I'm not on purpose with the way that I know I should be living with the things I say I want. So distraction is the villain that we're fighting against as the committed man. And at the Committed Man, we're going to talk a lot about how to win the game when it comes to developing your strong self, your real relationships, worthwhile work, and amazing adventure. Those are the four power pillars of the Committed Man, and we'll get a lot more into those later on. But we got to earn everything that we get. And I think men have become soft and weak, and society is set up to condition you that way if you allow it to happen. So the other side of that is to make sure that you build yourself up and put an environment around yourself to become the strongest version of yourself. And you hear a lot of people say this, right? I'm not the only one talking about it, but we need more men who are engaging men to become the strong version of themselves, because that's what our family needs. That's what our work needs. That's what our ambition needs. And when we're weak and we allow weakness in, then we start to get weak in every area. Bodies become soft, libido becomes soft, ambitions become soft, and we don't have time for that, right? We're living in a world right now where men need to become focused and start to deliver on all the capabilities that we have. So let me get into my story a little bit and why I decided to create the Committed Man as a way for us men to connect around this idea of showing up as the strongest version of ourselves and becoming what I call superhuman. All right. So a little bit about my story. My life kind of took on a rapid pace in my late teens. I had a few run-ins with the law. I had two daughters when I was young. I got married, and had two daughters by the time I was 21. So that 14-year marriage ended in divorce, and the fitness business I had worked so hard to build, it failed. So now I'm divorced. I have a pile of bills. I'm trying to figure out what kind of man I am, right? These are the questions going on in my head. So the internal struggle becomes, am I a bad dad? Will my kids still love me? Will society think I'm a loser? How do I become a better man? Can the few clients that I have left tell that I'm struggling, right? This is the battle that was going on inside me. So those questions and all the thoughts that surrounded them sent me into this depressive spiral, this cycle that led me into doing things like ordering pizza every night and sitting in my dark house alone with constant thoughts about wanting to be the best man I could be. But you see, that's where the struggle was, because I could see the man I wanted to be. I could visualize it. I wanted to be there so badly, but every action I was taking was leading me toward something else, right? The weak man. So, here's the thing. Clearly my actions, they did not align with what I knew I was capable of as being a man. This led to me packing on a gut, right? These are like the external things that happen because of my internal behavior. I packed on a gut, racking up bills that I couldn't pay, distancing myself from people in my life that I love the most, and digging a pit in my life even deeper, right? Every day getting a little bit deeper because I kept doing the same actions that didn't align with where I said I wanted to go. It was almost like I was actively searching for my own rock bottom. So The event that changed everything for me was there was one night I figured out that I'd had enough. So I went into my room and pulled out my 9mm pistol and sat on the edge of my bed. And staring at a blank wall, I contemplated what it would be like to just exit this world, right? And with my pistol sitting next to me, I could feel it, touching my leg. And I reached down and let my right hand rest on that cold, hard metal. And just in case I decided to make that decision, I wouldn't have a lot of action I had to do. My hand was already there. So then there was this moment that hit me in the heaviest, darkest part of this whole ordeal I was going through in that night alone in my house. And something amazing came over me. And it began to, like, I started to feel light. It was almost like I was floating, right? There's this out of body experience. I felt like the room became brighter. I suddenly felt connected to life and my own ability to own my manhood from that moment forward. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, but I felt that I could. So then I had I have two daughters, right? And I could see both of their eyes. And that was an entire spiritual experience that I went through. And it ended with the word gratitude floating across my mind and down into my heart. Like, this is the stuff that I'm seeing at this moment when I'm contemplating ending my own life. So I was left with this statement to live by. Gratitude is life's most valuable and uplifting filter. Gratitude is life's most valuable and uplifting filter. So no matter what I had gone through, every moment, every situation, every relationship, every struggle, everything, I made a decision at that moment that I was going to run everything through the filter of gratitude and accept the lesson that it was there to provide. It was the only way I could get that lesson. Otherwise, it was this kind of poor me soul. Why does all this happen to me? This victim mentality, which is what drove me to being hopeless for just a little while. Right. And in that moment of being hopeless, I almost ended my own life. So I'm blessed and I'm grateful that this moment of gratitude, this bright light shined down on me at that moment and showed me that, hey, hold on, bro. You own everything in your life. Every situation you've been through and where you are right now is because you were there the entire time and your actions got you here. So instead, what you can do is start to find the lessons and all the stuff that you've gone through and run everything through gratitude. Even the hardest moments, run them through gratitude and extract the lesson. And it became up to me to rise above all the stuff, to do the damn work needed to get to this vision life that I had and become superhuman. So I knew that if I wanted to fulfill my mission of being the greatest man I could be, I would have to operate differently in this world. I was going to have to take different actions. If I was going to operate at a higher level, I would have to begin mastering my thoughts and my actions. To know what actions I needed to take, I would need to have my own lifestyle operating system that hinged on commitment. And what commitment means to me is that I'm willing to do what needs to be done, what I said I would do, no matter my thoughts, my feelings, my circumstances, or emotions. And those are the things that were running me and made me feel hopeless at the time that I was feeling that. So I knew that when I made the decision, it had to be hinged on commitment, which means I said I was going to do it. I know it's valuable for me. I'm going to do it no matter how I feel, no matter what circumstance comes up, no matter what thought I'm having, do the thing. So that's when I got to work being the man that I wanted to be, going to conferences, joining men's programs, spending thousands of dollars on hiring coaches, and putting myself in intentionally uncomfortable situations so I could create my breakthrough as a committed man. Through many years of hard work, I've been able to create another successful business and a lifestyle that takes great care of my family and provides me abundant time freedom. And it was hard work. It's still hard work every day to make sure I maintain those daily disciplines, that I have aligned action, and that I don't let those old behaviors creep back into my life, because they are highly available. They're waiting in the shadows, waiting for me to allow the door open to let them back in. With my daily disciplines and aligned action, it shuts that door. So, and I want this for every man. There's a system to it. And that's what this podcast is going to help to install some of these ideas and perspectives that you can take if they're helpful to you. So that led me into the next phase of my life. In 2018, I started getting this internal voice that was telling me it's time to share your story and use your decades of coaching experience to start coaching and leading men at a deeper level. It was something I couldn't deny, but I kind of denied it, right? So this happened in 2018, starting to get this feeling. Here we are, 2022. So what happened in those 4 years? It was me having this internal struggle. Like, am I exactly where I need to be to start leading men in this way? And what I realize is I've been leading for the last 20 odd years through the corporate world that I worked in, plus the training that business that I've had. So yes, I came to the point like, yes, I'm ready. There's no more waiting. So I got to work developing what is now called the Committed Man Lifestyle Operating System. It's a system in which, I wish I had leading up to the moments of feeling hopeless, so that I didn't have to get to that point. So I'm glad I rose above that moment, and I'm glad I'm here to be able to help you rise above whatever might be going on in your life so that you can get to your superhuman level, right? It's going to take commitment. So this podcast is going to be something where what you can expect is I'm going to put out episodes when I feel like I have value to add to you. Okay. I'm not just going to stay on a cadence because, you should put out a one episode every week just because. No, because there's enough of that out there. And people are just putting out episodes that it's just more information. I want the information that I give you to be something that can be transformative. So when I have value that I know I can add to your life, you'll see an episode, which is why you should subscribe and make sure you don't miss any episodes that come out. So what you can expect coming up are, I have some episodes that are ready for you. So let me see. I have some notes here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So there's an episode. Next episode is going to be about how to reduce friction in your life. So if you have any kind of resistance or things that are holding you back or making it difficult to get to you taking action, there's likely some friction that we need to reduce, where there's a system to be able to do that, right? I'm going to keep it real simple and give you that system. Another episode 3 is going to be about your actions are delivering perfect results. Think about that. Everything you're doing right now is delivering perfect results. So simply said, if you want something different, you're going to have to take some different actions. Well, how do you do that? We're going to talk about that in that episode. Next episode is going to be about the art of intentionally creating your future. Your future is coming, and everything you're doing right now is going to create that. So similar to the episodes previous to that one, you're going to have to be intentional about what you do. And then episode number 5, obstacles are opportunities. Man, look, as men, we need to toughen up. We need to toughen up and quit letting obstacles knock us off our path, and instead see that obstacle as a way to, again, extract the lesson and use that as fuel to move forward at even a faster pace without grinding and hustling and all this stuff that you hear. Just allow it to give you the momentum you need to move forward. So I do have some episodes lined up for you. They're coming. Make sure you subscribe. If you are a man that wants to feel what it's like to become superhuman, not perfect, but superhuman, then make sure that you are part of this community. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.